Hello and welcome to The Real Deal. I'm Coach K.
And I'm Kevin Scott. Today's top story, the doubleheader this week. What are your opinions on the matter, Coach K?
How about that doubleheader? It's going to be something. We start off with action at 10 a.m. Tigers versus the Green Wave. It's going to be hell, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just start off. I talked to Ari Goldstein this week, a member of the Tigers. He's pretty confident with this team. And I don't know why. He's not proven anything. They are coming off a 43-0 loss to a team that just really isn't that good in the Seahawks.
You're right. The Tigers will be taking on the Green Wave first, led by Scott Helberg. What are your opinions on this game?
Scott Helberg, hell of a kid, great student, great guy on the field and off the field. But you know something? It's just not going to work out for him this week. He's going up against a Green Wave team who's coming they're not that bad.
They had a great win last week. Very impressive.
They're coming off a 1-point win over the Black Squirrels last week. And, look for them to pull off this upset. It might not be such an upset.
Adam Crown with a breakout game last week. I think he'll continue and put on a show this week.
He had that great touchdown run.
He did.
It was quite something to watch.
All right, next game. We've got the Seahawks versus the Rock. What do you feel about that?
This isn't even something worth talking about. The Rock, just an
totally
unbelievable team. Daniel Lopez, just crazy shoes. I don't even know what to say about the kid. Just such great talent, and, unbelievable.
You wonder if anybody's ever going to stop this Rock defense. I mean, they're not letting up any points. They're just massive. They're just huge. They haven't given up a point all season.
Yeah, and you know what? It's going to be some game.
Definitely,
I'll just tell you that. It's going to be some game against those Seminoles week 5.
All right, so Jumbo's bald Eagles.
Ilya Eisenstein, the main component of that bald Eagles team, he's quite a kid. He gets a lot of slack in that team. It's pretty underrated, if I had to say, Scott. What do you think about it?
Well, I think they all contribute equally to that team. Ilya is definitely a key component. He gets a lot of interception. He's very quick. But I think also you gotta take into consideration Brandon Cass. He's a great defensive player, and also Krinsky. He's very good. So I definitely think the Bald Eagles will crush this Jumbo team, who's weak and has shown that all season long.
And I just want to give a shout out to my main man Matt Plinsky on that Bald Eagles team, who does not get enough credit.
So
you know what? He is quite a runner. He has got great speed. Coming off of a 43-yard interception return for a touchdown last week against this great Mighty Ducks team. Let me just tell you, this kid does not get enough credit.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on.
All right, Black Squirrels, Hawkeyes. This has been an anticipated game all season by the Black Squirrels and the Hawkeyes, who have both been talking trash since before the season even started. Part of the Hawkeyes, I feel that we have a chance at winning this game, but what do you think, Coach K?
You know what, Hawkeyes, it's gonna be a pretty close game to the wire. This Black Squirrels team led by Joey Adler. They've shown some heart, but I just don't think they have it in them to beat this team. This Hawkeyes team is just gonna win this game. I'll just tell you that right now. You got Eric Jacobson, you got Kevin Scott, you got Adam Harnack, and you got the main man Brian Lipsky, who does not get enough credit. You know what? I'm sick of hearing Tim Holt and Adam Harnack talk about how they're better than Brian Lipsky. How about you show it in your numbers? I don't see any numbers or any performance on the field to prove it. Now, besides that,
to be fair, they did only get their shot at against the Rock week 2, but you're right. They definitely didn't put up as good numbers as Lipsky has, who has fairly proven himself to be the top quarterback in this league. As far as who will start on Sunday, nobody really knows. But
this Lipsky kid, he's getting Player of the Week honors on iceball. He's scoring every week.
Hey,
he's hustling. He puts heart in every single game. What are you gonna do?
I don't know, but if this Hawkeye team doesn't come together soon, we could be seeing a catastrophe.
What more do you want from
this? I couldn't agree with you more, but okay.
All right,
Warriors, Mighty Ducks.
Let me tell you something. This is gonna be a great game. I'll tell you that. This Mighty Duck team is something. And you know what? They don't get enough credit. But I really think that Kaladenko, Classman, and Freeman, with those wheels, they're going to have quite a season. and let's see them go far in these playoffs.
No, I think they
That's
really.
just warning
I think
you.
the
I'm
Mighty
just
Ducks.
warning you,
I think the Mighty Ducks really come together as a team. They've got great team chemistry. They're always happy with each other. Even when somebody doesn't do as good as they expect to do, the other members of the team will pick that person up and put a performance in that will just top any other that they had all season, such as Jeff Weinberg last week. The breakout catch for a touchdown.
41-yard pass from Kalenko.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
it was unbelievable.
Unbelievable breakout
It was just
catch.
unbelievable. They
Unacceptable.
come together. It's
Unacceptable for that ball eagle defense. Let me tell you that.
But I mean, you
Unacceptable.
got to take into consideration Andy Cohen, who's led his team to victories like all season long. He can run it, he can throw it, he can dodge defenders. He's great at running, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough game for both teams in this showdown.
Now, I talked to the members of the Mighty Ducks, and they've got a pretty good defensive plan for this week against these Warriors to stop Andy Cohen's running. And, it's not looking good for Andy, but you know what? He's stuck in it all year. He's had a crazy year.
That's right.
But you know what? Like we saw when they played that Inferno team, they buckled down when it comes to playing these better teams in the league. We'll have to see what happens. Hopefully they've stuck together and they've improved. We'll see. I'm looking for Andy Cohen to get his team together, and I want to see if they can pull off a win this week. It's looking good for Andy Cohen's team this year, and I'm going to have a lot of faith in him going into those playoffs.
All right, next game. It's going to be another blowout for the Seminoles against the Tar Heels. This game's not even worth really talking about.
Not even worth
Alex Trammell, he's a valid player. Same with Vincent Chung. But of course, the Seminoles, you've got Johnson, Coach Ray, Jack Zimmerman, Nick Weckel, Alex Sermon, John Nickow, Jeremy Bauer. I mean, the list goes on forever. Josh Schatzman. It's just Colin Gaughan. I don't want to leave anybody out, but this entire team is just, there's no flaws in this team. It's just going to be a huge blowout for the Seminoles. So, Horned Frogs Inferno.
All I got to say, hold on, before we move on, about this Seminole team. Next week, on Saturday, in the week 4, with the rain delay game, it's not, I'm not going to tell you, but you know what? We're not looking so good in terms of having enough players on that field.
Really?
Now, I'm confident that we'll have at least 7, but we're going to be missing a lot of players.
That would be a shame if you had to forfeit that game.
So I don't think we're going to forfeit it, because I think our team's going to stick together in there.
Right.
We'll get 8
I don't
players.
think Jack Zimmerman
But you
will
know
allow
what?
such
We were not allowed.
tactical
Coach Gill will not allow that. I'll tell you that right now. But you know what? Aside from that little controversy, this one's not even worth it. We just, as being part of this Seminole team, it's really important for us next week to go in there and boost up that score. Just run it all the way up through the roof, and that's the main point for this game. And they just need to succeed in that.
All right, next game, Horned Frogs Inferno, another blowout, not even worth talking about. Let's just skip that one. Okay, the Rock Seminoles, huge game week 5. We're playing that one on Sunday. What do you have to say about the offenses, the defenses? They might be a little tired coming into Sunday after a Saturday game. Plus, it's going to be an 8 a.m. game, and you don't know what's going to go on Saturday night, so you never know how well rested the teams are going to be. What are the Seminoles doing to prepare for this game?
Well, let me just tell you, we've been working all week. We've been kicking our own asses in that gym, day in, day out. We are ready. We're prepared. We're not done yet, but we are coming close. We have been training. We have, you know what? The one thing that we have on this Seminoles team that not a lot of teams have is heart and unity. Every Saturday, mandatory sleepovers, mandatory meetings, mandatory film study. We do it all. You know what? We have heart. We want to win this thing. It means a lot to us. We're coming in as defending champions from last year. We want to stay that way. We want to stay that way. And you know what? This week, we're going to get our sleep, and it's going to be a barn burner on that Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, but you
cold, it's going to be dirty.
You got to wonder what's going to happen in this game. You got 2 unbelievable defenses. The Rocks still haven't let up a point. The Seminoles, I don't think, have either. So, the Seminoles haven't really played anybody yet.
We've let up a touchdown.
Oh,
yes.
1 touchdown?
Yeah, just a
sorry.
touchdown.
Well, but that's really nothing big. But the Seminoles haven't played anybody that's up to the stature the Rock have played after they've played the Inferno already. But I think the Rock pulled off that tight victory against the Inferno, and I think that was a really great game, and I think it'll improve their players' abilities to perform under pressure by a lot. The Seminoles really haven't faced any tough teams, but I'm going to have to give this one to the Rock because they've got the talent, they've got Danny Lopez, they've got Troy Brown. I mean, they've got Avi on defense. He's just returning touchdowns all the time. So, I'm just going to have to give this one to the Rock. unfortunately for the Seminoles, but I just have to go with my heart on this one. But
all right. Well, just to say a little bit about that game, I'm gonna do a little comparison: offense, defense, intangibles. Finally, you know what? Let's talk about the offense. You know, the Seminoles team really has not come together offensively yet, and it's just amazing to me and a lot of other people why, Scup, we have not been able to do the things that we need to do on this offense. Yes, we have great components in our offense. Yes, we scored the ball. We have 108 points. And while the Rock, you know, they're behind us with 81 points. So, I mean, it's not like we're not doing it on offense. But our defense has only allowed 6 points, something that it wasn't even, I don't even believe our defense even let that up. I believe it was an interception return. That's what it was by Ilya Eisenstein.
I believe
so our defense really has not let up 1 point.
Has not let up a point.
They have not let up 1 point.
Nor has the Rock all season.
The Rock let up, yeah, there was an interception return by McQueenie. But I just think that our defense is just unbelievable. They've been carrying us all year, and I think it's going to stay that way against this great Rock offense. And I think we're going to find a way to somehow pull it off offensively. But let's talk about this defense. You know, this defense, it's gonna be good. It's gonna stick together. So offensively, I'm gonna have to give the edge on paper. The Rock has got it on paper. They've got it. I'm gonna give the slight edge to the Rock offensively. Defense, you know what? I think the Seminole defense is really underrated. Well, no one really mentions anything about it.
You know, actually on paper, the Rock are actually down in points scored by about 27. But the thing is,
but
when they go name by name, hard competition,
name by name comparison,
right.
The Rock has got it.
The big difference I think in this game is going to be how well the Seminoles perform under this new pressure that they haven't faced yet this year. I mean, we've seen Wacko throw countless touchdown passes all season long, but he's never really had to face a tough defense like the Rock. However, he is a very, very strong player, and with receivers like Kevin Jensen and Jack Zimmerman, it's going to be tough for them to stop the Seminoles. But I mean, this is going to be a close game. It's up for grabs, but it all depends on who performs and who doesn't this week.
So I'm going to go with the defense. It's a draw. It's a throw up right there because they're both amazing defense. I'm going to tie in that.
That's right.
Now, intangibles. Let's just talk about this. Like I said a little bit about this Seminoles team. They've got so much heart. And you know, you can't take a lot away from the Rock either. They show a lot of emotion in their games.
Oh, with the warm-ups?
With the warm-ups, it's just something to see.
If anything, they've got one of the most emotional teams in the league, if not the Seminoles. But it's the two very emotional teams in the league and possibly the two best teams in the league. So this is going to be a showdown Sunday.
They've got quite a unity also.
8 a.m.
So you know what I'm
going to do? Not a lot of people are going to be there, but
I'm going to have to be honest here. I'm going to have to do another throw-up in these intangibles. So right now, the Rock has just won this category by offense, but it's going to be a hell of a game. And don't be surprised.
So you're going with the Seminoles?
No, I don't know. If I go with my offense, defense, and intangibles ratings, it's going to give it to the Rock.
I'm going to give it to the Rock too, unfortunately. But
you know what? Don't be surprised, though, if we see any upsets or any crazy spectacles by this team.
You know, if this Rock team pulls off this season, they just completely deserve it. And if not, they deserve it already for taking on the Inferno. They've had a tougher schedule. They've proven themselves on countless occasions. This is going to be a great game. All right, let's move on to the later games. Following the Rock Seminoles game at 8 a.m. will be the Warriors Green Wave at 9. Who do you like for this game?
You know what? Like I said, it's going to be a huge factor of whether Andy Cohn and that Warriors team pulls off a victory on Saturday before this day. Because you know what? If they win this game against this Mighty Duck team, it's going to boost the morale, and it's going to show the public, you know what? Hey, we're in it for real. And you know what it's going to say from Andy Cohn? I could get away from these defenses. I could throw the ball. I could get together with my team, and we could score football, and we could get touchdowns, and we can win, and we're real. We are a real team.
I agree.
That's the message I'm going to say.
So, agree with that.
Next week, Green Wave. Hey, I would not. I'm not.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen on Sunday.
But you know what? Right away, anyone would say, "Oh, we'll give it to the Warriors."
Right.
But you know what? This Green Wave team has been on a roll with that 1-point victory. If they could win it Saturday somehow against this Tiger team, they'll have the momentum. Who knows what they'll pull off? They haven't really shown all that they could prove on offense and defense this year. We'll see what they can do. But you know what? I don't know.
And this is a rival game here. They've been talking trash the entire season. Andy Cohen, Adam Crown. Who's going to take over this game? I mean, it's clear that Andy's proven himself all season, but Crown with a one touchdown last game he's proven himself in this season. And I don't know. It's going to be a close game between them, but I think the Warriors will edge them out. All right, next, Hawkeyes Inferno. This is not a game to show up for. It's probably going to be a blowout. The Inferno are likely to crush the Hawkeyes, who might not even have enough teammates to play. So therefore, you could be looking for an Inferno shutout, but if not, it'll probably be ending a forfeit anyway.
Now let's talk about the Inferno team. I don't want to take really that much away from them. They've got great talent. They know what to do with the ball. Just a heartbreaking loss against this Rock team, and don't be surprised if you see their season go downhill from there. Last year, as the Black Knights, they had a great team. Maybe they should have done better. They were missing a couple players. You know what? It's just a sad sight to see. I think they need to take this year off, rebuild their team, just get some more training and get a new head coach.
So I'm going to have to disagree with that. First of all, their head coach, led by Michael Breckheimer of the Stevenson Patriots, 9-0, baby, just beat Warren. They've got the leadership. They've got the team.
But you know what, Scott? They just can't get it done.
See, they can't get it done, and you're just not giving them the chance. They blew it once against the Rock in a very tight game, a very emotional game, and I just don't think they were well prepared for that game. But come to the playoffs, you'll see them again. Mark my words, you will see the Inferno play their best, and you will see them conquer.
There is no excuse for not being prepared offensively or defensively against this Rock team. There is no excuse offensively. They did not get the ball downfield. They cannot get this ball downfield, even though this Rock is an unbelievable defense. There is no excuse why they did not score a touchdown. Being as good of a rated as they are, they should have got at least a touchdown offensively. McQueenie, great interception, but they cannot go to these games unprepared like this. Have more practices. Get the job done. This is just unacceptable. I just don't agree with you, Scuff, here. I just don't think they have exactly what it takes.
I'm going to say that the Inferno have the heart, and they've got the skill, and they've got the ability. They're going to be going far in this postseason. But let's tackle the next game in Week 5. We've got the Tar Heels Mighty Ducks. A blowout for the Mighty Ducks, likely, because the Tar Heels haven't shown much all season, but what little they have will be conquered by Kaladenko and Eric Freeman.
I don't even want to talk about this game. The Tar Heels are a disgrace. They're a disgrace to this league.
You're right.
And now,
I don't know if you can go that far.
No, they're not a Scuff. You're not a disgrace. You're right, Scuff. I talked to Mr. Tommaso last week. I talked to him, and he was telling me something interesting about this Tar Heels team. They're not the greatest. The Tar Heels came up to basically the Tar Heels came up to Mr. Tommaso and said, "You know what, Mr. Tommaso, what do? We don't have a great team. Athletically.
It takes a lot to ask for help.
We don't have a great team athletically. I don't know if we're going to be able to compete in this league." You know what? Tommaso said, "Hey, you know what? Look online. Get some plays. Get a good playbook. Switch up your defense and offense a little bit. Fool around with these teams. Get in their mind and do something creative." So you know what? I give a lot to this Tar Heels team, because they went out and they did something about it. They went online. They found this new offense, this spread offense. Something that when the Seminoles played them, they were able to move that ball. Something that, against this unbelievable defense, something that they should deserve a lot of credit for. And I just want to say that, get that off my chest. And I want to congratulate this Tar Heels team for doing something like that. Something that not a lot of teams in this league would do.
All right, but let's stop talking about them, because they're really not very good. Okay, Seahawks Black Squirrels, the next game. Seahawks led by the new quarterback, Garrett Kessler, who's proven himself by throwing 3 touchdowns in his opening game. We've got Hanrahan at running back and wide receiver. He's done a great job all season. He's quick and he's agile. And then we've got the new Tom Olson, who's just recently has just had an outbreak in this season with 3 touchdown catches, amounting for all of the points in the Week 3 win over the Hawkeyes.
So, anyways,
yeah,
the Seahawks team. I just don't see any good coming of it. But you know what? I think they're gonna win against this Black Squirrels team. You know what? Black Squirrels, led by Joey Edler. I just do not see them going
I
far.
see the Seahawks winning this
I do
game.
not see those Black Squirrels doing anything, really much of anything in this league. Don't really have any further comment.
I'll agree with that. All right, Tigers, Bald Eagles. Who do you like in this matchup? We've got Helberg on one end, Ilya Agenstein and Krinsky and company. Who do you feel is going to take this one home?
You know what? Gotta give it to the Bald Eagles. I don't want to take much away from Hellberg and Ari Goldstein, but you know what? It's not looking good for this Tiger team this rest of the season. You know what? In the beginning, they were looking good. They had it going. There's just too much arguing on and off the field. It's just not looking good for this team.
I'll agree with that too. I think that this is going to be a great win for the Bald Eagles. They've been anticipating a win like this all season, and it's going to come week 5. All right, finally, Horned Frogs, Jumbos. Another
A toilet
game.
bowl. It's a
Yeah,
toilet
it's a
bowl.
toilet
It's
bowl.
basically.
We're not going to beat
basically
around the
a
bush.
toilet
It's a
bowl.
toilet bowl.
It's a toilet
two
bowl.
bad teams that are probably going to have a close game. Who do you want to give this to? I mean, it's going to be close either way. Since the Jumbos are the home team, I'm going to give it to them.
You know what? I don't even know. You know, home field advantage, maybe yes, but all I gotta say is that these teams are disgrace to the league. Talking about disgraces.
They're not disgraces.
They're disgraces to the league. This Jumbo team.
Come on, man.
I don't even think
You're not disgraces.
First of all,
listen to
this
them.
Jumbo's team has not even scored a point this season.
Well, the
They have
Horned
let up-
Frogs aren't much better.
They have let up 104
Oh, no, the
points
Horned
on the
Frogs,
season.
The Horned Frogs, 0 points this season as well.
It's just disgrace to not be able to put a team together and come in this
Hey.
league and not
What are you
score
gonna do?
1 point.
It's
1 point.
okay. Well, I mean, this
Unbelievable.
is two offenses who have yet to get in the end zone, and defenses for that matter, and they both let up their share of points. Both of them almost at 100, one over 100. So it's definitely going to be a toilet bowl. So that'll do it for week 4 and week 5. The doubleheader coming up this week. We'll catch you on the flip side.
This has been Coach K and Kevin Smith. This has been Coach K and Kevin Scott signing off for the real deal.
Keep it real, homies.
I had to do that. That's so good.
No, wait, what? You gotta have us like talking after.
Oh yeah.
That's actually really
You
good.
gotta edit it.